special guest, the architect of the Cyber Corridor, the champion of the youth, and the champion of information and communications technology, the President of the Republic of the Philippines, Her Excellency Gloria Macapagal Arroyo.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you, Secretary Chua, for your introduction. Thank you very much, Chairperson Arcelo, for your very kind words of welcome. Dr. Sebastian, I'd like to thank the officials of the Philippine government who are here with us today. City Mayor of Iloilo, Mayor Jerry Treñas, Governor of the Province of Iloilo, Neil Tupas, our Chairman, my Chief Presidential Legal Counsel, Raul Gonzalez, the head of TESDA, who has helped provide all these scholarships, Boboy Sihuko, our new Secretary, Press Secretary, Chris Ikban, Secretary Rick Saludo, who is taking care of the Reconstruction Commission that includes the areas of Typhoon Frank. And from the province of Negros Occidental, Congressman Ignacio Arroyo Jr. Other officials of this esteemed university, I'm happy to call it a university, the first and only private maritime university in Southeast Asia. Congratulations for that. But excellent as your maritime education is, we're actually here now to showcase your ICT education. I'm here as part of a tour of the super regions. Agribusiness Mindanao, Tourism Central Philippines, the North Luzon Agribusiness Quadrangle, the Luzon Urban Beltway, and the Cyber Corridor. These super regions were designed to spread development away from an inequitable concentration in Manila. The Cyber Corridor was identified by the private sector, academe, and government, comprising the strongest actual and potential locations for ICT investments, like call centers, back office, software development, medical transcription, engineering design, animation, and game development. This corridor includes Metro Manila and Metro Cebu, the two original ICT centers of excellence, and now in addition, 10 urban areas being promoted as the best new destination for ICT. Metro Laguna, Metro Cavite, Davao, Bacolod, Metro Pampanga, Metro and Central Bulacan, Cagayan de Oro, Lipa, and of course, the city of Iloilo. And I dare say that one of the factors why Iloilo has been identified as a great potential for BPO investments is your ICT Academy. I'd like to congratulate you for that. I understand that you offer courses in contact center services, medical transcription, computer hardware servicing, programming, spreadsheet application, and Photoshop. And I also understand that you will soon offer visual graphics design and technical drafting courses. That's why it was essential that I visit you in the course of the Cyber Corridor Tour. Visits to schools are an essential backdrop of our super The future of this nation depends on you, the next generation. You're very young, and you were children in January 2001. So I'm sure you hardly remember what it was like. Certainly, the Philippines has come a long way since that time when you were still kids. But even your titas and your lolas, even for them, time has, they probably have forgotten that at that time, the nation was on the brink of political chaos and financial bankruptcy. The economy was jumped in reverse. Few investments were being made. Few jobs were being created. The debt of the government and its corporations of 3.6 trillion pesos was bigger than our GDP of 3.3 trillion pesos. There were almost no foreign reserves. It was a time of lower salaries and higher prices. Tax revenues were so low that we could hardly invest in expanding healthcare, improving education, and providing clean water and needed electricity to remote barangays. Into this dismal picture we stepped. I did not seek the office of the president in 2001. It was thrust upon me. But rather than shirk from this onerous task, we rolled up our sleeves, determined to turn the Philippines around. We were focused like a laser beam on delivering real results to better the lives of ordinary Filipinos. As an economist, I knew that to reverse years of economic decline, we had to instill fiscal discipline, grow the economy, and invest in human and physical infrastructure. This would form the building blocks of a turnaround that would deliver an unprecedented 36 quarters of uninterrupted growth, create 9 million new jobs, and add 53 million people to healthcare, with government coffers that helped us withstand the global economic crisis. In my first State of the Nation address in 2001, I said that we would create wealth by developing the labor-intensive, skills-intensive services such as ICT. From scratch, with only 2,000 workers in year 2000, we created what is today a global powerhouse, the BPO industry. We achieved this by promoting strategic investments in three areas. First, digital infrastructure. We encouraged more broadband services in cities and identified growth areas. Thus, the cost of international calls went down from 40 cents to 2 cents a minute for those using VoIP. And the number of internet users jumped